old, because sometimes in Access we open up ourselves to some tools that have existed, that we've been using months ago, years ago, and suddenly we get to use them once again, and we get new awareness, new we become more conscious of how does it work, what does it create, and how does it get any better. So I see Kass over here, waiting for her to approve. Kass, you just approve, you know it. Yay, hi. Yes, please. Yes, please approve. And I'm connecting with Kass right now. Waiting. Adding. Too long to add, but not too long. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, as I was saying, it's sometimes we use the tools, and we've been using the tools for some of the time, and then we forget. But what if we can keep on going with, for example, the mantra of Access, which sounds, all of life comes to me with this enjoying glory, and just recently, several months ago, or maybe a year ago, Gary and Dane, they came up with something really new. And what we talk about is the tools of Access consciousness, and the tool for transformational tools to change any aspect of your life which is not working. Yeah, I can see Kass. So nice to see you.
Yay! How are you? Как поживаешь? How you doing, baby?
I'm really good, and I was just telling people that we have so many times when we start using the tools, and they may be kind of old tools, and we keep on using them, and at some point we forget using them, and then we open up ourselves to once again to using them, and how much more space do we get, and how much more changes do we get from using using the tools. For example, who does this belong to? Or all of life comes to me with this enjoying glory. It's just Gary and Dane, they came up like maybe several months ago that this is the thing that can totally create and totally change everything, not only in your life, but the life around you, the reality that we're creating all together. And energy pools is one of the tools which I really, really want to practice and to play with you. And would you please tell more what this tool have been for you, and how much do you use it, or how much do you be that? Do you hear me, Kass? Nope, you don't hear me. I see Kass smiling but not saying anything. She's frozen. And yeah, the energy of things, how you can, of those things that how you can get more energized, how you can pull more tension, how you can oh, she's lost, she has bad connection, I can't hear you. It's probably bad connection. Let me invite Kass once again. Send. Just a second. I'm just wondering if I can choose how do we go live. Just a second. Energy pools. Yay, approve. Yes. I hope we have connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What engagement of the elementals can I be? That's what I was asking. You know, sometimes we just do it and we don't be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like say the words and it's like, okay, magic, work for me.
Yeah.
And it's really about you have to be the magic and get into the space and really cajole, caress the molecules and ask them to change for you. So sorry
Yes.
if I wasn't doing that in the beginning, but
Ah,
I was like, I want to be with Sergey. I'm gonna do it now.
I want to be
I'm
the
gonna be it now.
yeah. I
Yeah.
want to be it now. Yeah, and it's just this tool. Like Gary came up with this tool. I think years ago, maybe 20 years ago, and sometimes we forget that we can be that all the time, and how much ease can that create for people just changing any situation in their life. Any how like what would you suggest? How would you be that, and what's not approach, but like what is it for you to be the energy pool?
Yeah, well, a bit what like I was saying, because a lot of times we're just like, okay, energy pull, and we're just talking and doing it from this
Yeah.
part, you know, from the mouth and from the head, and I know it, right?
Yeah.
I've tried to fake it, and it's not even, you're not even consciously faking it, but you're like, if I do it enough, then it will happen, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's like we're trying to command,
Yeah.
right? And boss
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
energy and boss the molecules.
It,
And that's not it.
yeah. And one of the things that that comes up for me is the thing which I've heard just a couple months ago in the relationship class that Gary and Dane were doing. And he said, everything that you say, everything you be, everything you think becomes the law in the universe. And the universe is almost like obliged to provide it to you. So if we be the energy of energy pools all the time, like what future can we create? What wealth and benevolence can we be and create and with all that? And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If we're willing, actually, to, I say it this way because for me it's this way.
Hmm.
It's slow down
Yeah.
and you will move at the speed of space, you know? Slow down because when we're doing it, we're like on, you know, this fast, come on, energy, whatever, this is what I want, this is what I want. But if we slow down, enter into the space of our body, the space between the molecules, which we can call that connecting with our being,
Hmm.
right? But just take a little trip into your body and connect with that space between the molecules. Recognize that you've got lots of molecules moving around, and then visit a bit the space between them. And then it becomes so easy. That is the energy that you're calling up in the rest of the universe. So from that space, you're home. You're at home at the energy's home,
Yes. Oh,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You can knock on the door of the energy when you're at the
Yeah.
neighbor's house, which is your mind, or you know, or your determination, or your judgment, or your point of view. From that space, you have to actually go down and knock on the front door and walk into that door, and you've got that in you. You've got that possibility.
Yeah.
So that's, does that make any sense?
Yeah,
Is that,
it makes
yeah,
a lot of sense. Yes, because how much we create ourselves as stressed, as always rushing somewhere or striving to get something as fast as we can. But the thing with the peace and like slowing it down, and at the same time being the space, which the space is much faster than any speed that we can imagine. What
exactly.
what we
Exactly.
have in this life. And what if, like, I don't know, just like a fish in the sea, in the river, it just how much I don't know, force does the fish use in order to go quick? But it
Right.
doesn't make like a lot of moves, a lot of like strength. It has strength, but it doesn't come from force.
Right. You know what it made me think of when you're talking about the river, the fish in the river, that the fish decided, I'm going upstream, and even if there's a rock in the way, I'm going to keep hitting that rock because I've got to go in that
Yeah.
direction. Instead, the fish are like, okay, the what do you call it? The tide or whatever it is that the flow is going this way. So I'm going to go this way until I perceive there's an opening or a slowdown that I can actually continue in the direction that
Oh
I'm
yeah.
desiring.
Oh yeah.
So what would it take for us to really be in the flow,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And these, yeah, to be in the flow and recognize when it's time to deviate from that flow and when there's an opening in the energy to be able to create something different. And that's what these energy pulls are also about, knowing when it's, time, the moment, the timing, as Dane says. It's not about the
Yes.
time, it's about the timing. And you get that buzz, don't you? You get that buzz where, oops, there's a shift in the energy. What can I be? What can I do? What can I create? What can I ask for? And then just by asking those questions, you're already
Yeah.
there. And that's the speed of space. That's beyond, like you say,
And how much all of that is exactly that thing about the following the energy of where to go, where is the path that is light for you, that is light for you as the being to choose what would create the future you desire, what would create the possibility, what would open up the door to things that shift and change what you've been stuck in for some time. And now is the time, now is the timing, like the timing is and the lightness, which is also for me timing, because some things are just for now, some things are just are for the future. And yeah,
Yeah,
and how much can we be the question, and being the question, what like energy pool can we be, energy flow can we be, and where's the lightness, where's the like the exact timing of what, of when to go, where to go, whom should I talk to, and what should I do, and when should I do something.
right. And when you ask those questions, an energy comes up, right? There's a
Yeah.
response, an energetic response. And just being aware of that, when that person, that thing shows up, it will have a similar energy. And so you've got to be vigilant
Mm-hmm.
until that following the energy becomes your autoresponder, as opposed to, the judgment, the conclusion becomes your autoresponder. Following the energy, oh, I just got a buzz, 1 second.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Oh
oh, something just opened up. Because sometimes we ask those questions and we pull the energy and then that's it. We never, let's say, go
yeah.
back or keep it in our awareness, is we could say it that way, but go back to check in. It's like, well, no, I asked the question, I decide, I pulled the energy, so what do you mean I have to do something else?
Yeah.
My buddy Ratan Deep here in the prison, he said, I realized this consciousness stuff is not for lazy people. You can't, you can't just do it and then it's done. You following the energy is not follow the
Yeah.
energy, it's following, it's continuous,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, and believe it or not, if you're lazy, it's better to do that. It's better to be in that
Oh
flow,
yeah.
because that makes life a lot
Yeah.
easier, right?
And
Yeah.
what I just recognized with doing the practice of energy pool, how much following energy and just allowing yourself to be becomes much more easier with the energy pools and energy flows. When you be the energy flow and energy pool, it's so much easier to get out of your head and exactly to make the choices to follow the energy without all those calculations, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and etc. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know I love the flows.
Oh yes.
I play
Oh
with them.
yes. I would never recommend you to go to attend the 7 steps classes with Kass. Otherwise, you'll become too much joyful and playful, and you will get to use such simple tools, but which can go really deep into being aware of so many things and being the space. And I really appreciate the classes I was translating with you, because I still and the book I was translating, the 7 steps. So guys, like, hands down, like those things which
Yeah.
go so simple, at the same time they may go really deep, and you can use them, and it becomes the like really the easy practice. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
And that's
yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you go.
And that's the beauty of these flows. We use them also in the 7 steps. For me, these creating energy flows that have been part of the Access Consciousness Foundation for years. And, there are a couple of pages in the manual, but really becoming the tools and recognizing how that can change your life. And so for me, it's quite a sneaky way to introduce people to the magic of this energy flows of access uh, in the 7 steps book and the step 5, engaging the universe. And that's what we do. And thank you for inviting me to do energy flows with you, because whenever we're together, we do that
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, we be that
You and
already.
I,
Yeah.
we yeah, and there's certain energies that actually are contributive to you and that allow you to access your capacity to do that. And that energy shows up in geographical areas, in the sea, in the mountains, and in people. And that's shows up whenever I see you. It just it turns up and turns on.
Yeah.
And we access a lot of knowing every time we're standing
Oh
outside
yeah.
together in the
Oh yeah.
sun.
And how does it get any better? Yeah, and thank you,
Yeah,
thank you for the reminder and the recognition of how can we play with the molecules, and if there would be, and if we wouldn't create any separation with everything that surrounds us all the time. There's always something that's nearby, that's far away. But if there's no distance, if there would be no separation, how can you play with all those molecules, and how all those molecules can really contribute to your life and living? And how can you contribute, for example, to this planet with being the lightness you be, with being just happy and energized and willing to create all the time. And yeah,
yeah,
what
yeah. And this is my theme for the month, communion with the earth.
yeah,
And you can always invite people through their personal
yeah,
agenda. So let me just say, in terms of contributing to the earth and being in communion with the earth, it means that there is a vibration on the planet that makes your daily life
oh
easier,
yeah,
so that you can always tap into that and you can always ask for a contribution from the planet. So that is really a personal agenda you should have, having more ease and joy and glory,
oh yeah,
ease in your life. And having more ease is having people and energies out there that have your back. And so when you are contributing to the earth, you recognize, right, that your friend, it's your friend. So someone that you call upon when the going gets rough, you know. Yesterday I had a really intense morning, and I was about to start a class, and before that I went and sat in this beautiful green field and just sat there and began melting away the intensity and receiving and gifting simultaneously with the grass and the trees around me. And it never shows up the way you think it's going to. So it doesn't have to feel like, you know, a big meditation. It doesn't, it just gives you more ease.
Yeah, and it's really just allowing yourself to have the state of being, which is like your natural and essential capacity to be the vibration of the earth, to be the vibration of the nature, to be the vibration of anything that has this lightness, that has this joy, and have this exuberant expression, the abundance, the glory, which is surrounding us all the time. And what if we can see more beauty and ask for more of the beauty? And if we can see it, then we can melt into this. You know,
And we can be
and
it.
we can be it.
If you can see it, you can be
See,
it.
yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, and you know what just came up for me? It's like sometimes there's a intensity going on the planet, right? And so when you're tapping into the energy of the earth, you actually perceive the intensity, just like in our lives. Like sometimes things happen that are like, ah, right?
Yeah,
But the earth deals with it. The earth handles it. The earth does, you know, all of life comes to the earth with ease, right? And joy and glory. And so it doesn't always look the way you think it's going to look. Ah,
yeah,
joy,
of
ah.
course.
But you get the energy of how the earth does not make it more significant than the planet
Yeah,
itself. So that actually is an ease for you in dealing with and the things that come up in your life that may not be easy. So that connection also gives you a space. That connection
yeah,
with the earth gives you a space that you can really allow all of life, no matter what shows up, to have ease with it,
yeah, and
even when it's not
yeah.
easy.
How much,
Yeah,
how much can do we make the different situations more real, more significant than our capacities to change, to have the superpowers, to be the peace that we truly be, and to be really to have all those energies, to be all those energies, and really have the ability to shift and change anything. Like how much
yeah,
do we give more power to some circumstances or some situations rather than acknowledging that we all are creating that, or there's something that will intensities that will show up, but what if we can be all the energies and all the capacities we truly be, so that we can change and shift anything. Oh yeah.
absolutely. And we are all of those
Oh
energies.
yeah.
Yeah, we have access to them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Oh, thank you so much for this
Yeah.
conversation. I've done like with two of my friends, with Anya and Dima, we've done 21 days communion with the Earth, Facebook lives in a group. That was really so amazing. That without this without this separation, with everyday acknowledgement and recognition of the gift of the Earth, of the communion that we have with it, and we can have with it, and expand it and exponentialize, that really creates a different space. And what would it take to have more of that? Yeah. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
guys, next week I'm launching the energy pools in English. So if anyone is interested, yeah,
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to creating this project, and to see what we can create all together, and what energy flows,
Okay,
energy pools can we be. Yeah.
Yeah, how do people find out about that, honey?
You can find it out on my page. I'll be posting it, that's for sure. And the links to the
Okay.
registration and all the previews, I'll be posting that. And I really wanted to invite you to really to for people to see the gift of the tools that and I think we've talked about a lot of tools already, and how
Yes.
much more tools can we use to play and to have fun, really.
Yeah. Cool. So I get maybe a little 15-second
Yes,
disconnecting.
yes, please.
Yeah. Connecting with you, connecting with the energy and the space in your body. There's a lot of it. Connecting with the space around your body. And inviting that energy of contribution that you are and you've always been to nurture and be nurtured by the energy of this beautiful planet. And pulling that in and flowing that out. And pulling that in and flowing that out. And flowing it out beyond the planet to any energies that would like to receive that. And pulling any energies that would like to contribute to you. Yeah, already did it. You guys are way so fast. Awesome.
Yeah, and what if that becomes like the daily practice and the daily really, how can you be all the time, every day, and how much can that contribute? And also, I would love to invite everyone who will see this live, this recording, this video. Please join. Kass Thomas is launching, has already launched, and you. What is it? Radio show, podcast, right? Would you tell us about
Yes, on Voice America.
Would you?
Absolutely. Voice America every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time with my buddy Monish Malhotra. Beyond Love, Sex, and Other Drugs. A radio show where we're having conversations that have sometimes not been included in life, but that can absolutely help you to see how these topics of love, of sex, and of abuse and relationship and drugs and all of that you can have ease with that and look at it from different angles. And we're hysterical and provocative. We just did our first show. So I will post the link to our page there. It's 1 p.m. Pacific time, and it's right before the Access Consciousness show
Yes.
on Voice America too. So you could have 2 hours of ease, joy, and glory. And really appreciate your support. Thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
up.
and just join Kass and Manish, and like I've listened to the first one and really enjoyed it, because it really does include the awarenesses and the ability to go beyond what we call, let's say, relationship, or just the approach that we've been using and so many people are using, where there's no actual choice, and how much more choice can we all get with that. And of course, like the humor and the drive that you have, I just fucking love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, darling. And good luck with the energy flows and pulls. I hope everyone
Thank
joins
you.
in English. I certainly will. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so much.
conversation.
Loving you.
Love you.